All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I didn't think anybody would show up, but I appreciate you guys coming. And do you have any questions? Oh, yeah, I see questions here. Yeah, it's like 7 questions. Awesome. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so first question from Steve in West Virginia. Yeah, who are you? That's a good question. Well, I'm Mike. I like cards. I started a long time ago. I was a kid, and I just like the hobby. Yeah, I'm Mike, and I teach during the day. I'm a teacher, so. And then when I get home, I just like cards. My kids would definitely say that. Okay, next question. When did you get your first card? Ooh, Jake from Winona. All right. Well, I actually have it right here. It's almost like I knew the question. All right, so the first card that I ever got that I remembered was Chipper Jones, 1991 Topps. And ironically, I got the Beckett today, and he is on the cover, which I thought was probably pretty cool there. Okay. So Chipper Jones, I got a factory set, and I took it apart, put it in sleeves like every other kid back then. I was 6 years old. First one I remember. Okay, thank you, Jake. I appreciate that. What makes you an expert? Okay, and Karen from Illinois. Karen, okay. What makes me an expert, Karen? I don't know. I don't think I'm an expert. I like the hobby. I would say I've been collecting now for about 30 years. So yeah, I know a little bit, but as a collector, it's not my expertise. And I would say, I made that shift, when the pandemic hit, I started to, stay at home a lot, and I decided to watch YouTube for about 7-8 hours a day, and I became almost an expert, Karen, but not an expert, no. So I started watching Jab's family. He's a content provider. He likes just baseball, but he's from, I think, Pittsburgh. He likes the Pirates. And, he would just open packs on air, and he would just, his knowledge of the game, I love that. So, every time he posts a video, I stopped doing whatever I was doing, making stuff with my kids, helping with homework. I stopped that, and I just watched Jab Family. Yeah. And then Sports Card Investor came out. Jeff, hello, Sports Card Investors. I watched that, and I fell in love. Again, I stopped making stuff. I watched YouTube. So when you say that I'm an expert, I'm not an expert. I just watch a lot of YouTube. I canceled Charter, and I canceled Netflix. All gone now. I just watch YouTube all day. Okay. Next question. Why YouTube? That's a good question. So Christy from Bismarck, North Dakota. All right. Hi, hello, Christy. Thanks for you to join me. I appreciate that. So why YouTube? After doing a year of research, watching YouTube during a pandemic, I realized that there's a lot of people in the community that love cards. I thought that was pretty cool. Some people go to these sports card shows. I saw there's one in Dallas the other day. There's people on Southern California going to card shops making $1,000 deals every single day. That's awesome. I would love just to hang out with them for a day. That's not who I'm gonna be. I'm not rolling in with all that money, as a teacher. But, that's fine. What I like to do on YouTube is just talk about sports cards. I love that. So I think one thing that I would love to do, I buy a lot on eBay. I spend a lot of time. It's usually my bedtime routine is spend about an hour and a half on eBay just kind of looking for deals. So one thing I'd like to do, I think maybe tomorrow, I got a lot of gifts in the mail. All I had to do is give them money and they sent me gifts. Look, got more here, more here. I'm gonna open them. And if they're not cards, I apologize, and we'll just kind of move on quickly. But you can kind of see what I'm buying, what I invest in, what I collect, and why. It's gonna be a long video. There's like 50 packages. Yeah, so that was just January. So maybe I'll make one every month. We'll see. I did one in December, and I just FaceTimed my brother. That was fun. Okay. Okay, kind of goes into along with, do you buy on eBay? And this is Charles from St. Louis Park. Hey, in Minnesota. All right, that's cool. Yeah, so eBay, I do a little bit of eBaying. Yeah, a little bit, okay. And I sold some, you know, when the pandemic hit, I started looking on eBay a lot, had a lot of extra time. Specifically looked at Ronald Acuna, and I saw that there's a bat down card, did more research, and I was like, dude, I think I got that one. So I looked, and I had it, and I sold it for about $525. That was pretty cool. And that started the addiction. So I sold a lot of cards, and I bought a lot of cards, and that was that. And I love it. It's a fun side hobby. Not many hobbies you can make money doing it too. All right, next up. What players do you collect? Okay, this is Ron from Waterloo, Iowa. All right, hello, Ron. Okay, I have no interest in going to that state, but okay. So 3 cards that I collect. Well, that's a good question, Ron. Well, I'm from Minnesota, so I gotta go Randy Moss. My first year collecting football was really '98 because of Randy Moss. I think of Kirby Puckett. So his rookie year, same year I was born, 1985. Love that Topps design. Buying a lot of 85 Topps rookies of Puckett right now. Looking for those PSA grades here. And then Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio is a player that I started liking a lot about 5 years ago. And it's when I learned more about my grandpa's childhood that he lived in Brooklyn for one summer in 1952. He lived there for one summer because his birth parents passed away and he lived with his uncle, and found out that he went to some Yankees games that summer. And I would love to show you guys an autograph ball that we discovered after he passed away, and yeah, it's real, and it's quite a ball there. Keep that forever. So Joe DiMaggio, that wasn't a player that I collected 5 years ago, but that was one after he passed away and learned more about him. That's my third player. So Randy Moss, Kirby, and Joe DiMaggio. As a kid, it was Sean Green and Carlos Delgado. I don't know why. And Tino Martinez. I don't know why. Okay. Current baseball investments. Interesting. Well, you know, ever since, like I said, my first card, so this was always one that I loved. So back in April, I started looking at PSA cards, and it was the first time I ever looked at PSA cards. And I saw a Chipper Jones, they were 45 bucks, PSA 10. And I looked at the pop count, and I was just shocked at how few PSA 10s there were. So I started buying, and any of them that I could get for under 50 bucks, I bought. And I bought about 8 of them. I see now they're going for about 120. So this was the first PSA graded card that I bought, kind of as an investment, but it's kind of a card that I enjoyed as well. Okay. You know, I also buy Derek Jeters. Derek Jeter, I sold all my Jeters, my SP, and I had probably 75 rookies. I had an autograph game jersey. I sold it all. The All-Star game is last season. So I timed it right. It was middle of July, All-Star game, sold them all. I think I made $2 grand. I think if I would have kept it, I would have made money. So I sold it. I think I had a PSA 8 SP, and those are going for a pretty penny, but they were not close to that back then. But I am just happy that someone else is making money off it too, because that's more important than me getting mad about holding my cards. I'm just happy someone else have them. Maybe they're a collector, maybe they're an investor, maybe they got them graded, maybe they made money, whatever. That's their story. I'm happy they have them because I bought cards that I know others regret as well. Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette, I was looking for lots of current rookies, you know, looking at not a PSA 10. I saw a lot of value in the PSA 9. So I looked and I saw a Bo Bichette lot of 14 Bo Bichette Topps rookies. They're $14 each. So I bought, there was a lot of 12. I bought 14 for $14 each, and now they're going for about 25 to 30 a piece. So doubled there. So I think for me as an investment, I think of cards that are very safe, and I go from there. I know Jeters are safe. I know Chippers are safe. Bo Bichette's so dang young with a talented team, and for a PSA 9 grade for $14, when it costs that much to grade the card, it made sense. And then also when Bo Bichette's were $5 and Luis Roberts were $25 from the Beckett, it just didn't seem right. So I knew that $14 was a great deal, and I would have bought 100 of those if I could. Hall of Fame autographs. I love Hall of Fame autographs. You know, I'll show some of the cards I have, but as you get older in age, you think of, man, you can really buy some of these Hall of Fame players like Harmon Killebrew, and who else do I have? Stan Musial and Monty Irving and Warren Spahn, Mike Schmidt. So those are the things that I just love. I love, love, love. So for these, that's more of a, I'm a collector. I love autographs of baseballs, but I also think they're undervalued. If you look at some of these numbered autographs from, or some of the autographs from like Fleer Greats of the Game, Warren Spahn. I don't know, I see the value there, and I know that, I don't know the print runs, and that's where I'm not an expert. I don't know the print runs. I don't know how many they were, but even like a Mike Schmidt autograph, that's numbered. I eventually see those going up rather than Will Smith rookie cards from 1992 hoops. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, and I do have about 50 of those if anybody wants them. Then, Randy Moss rookies. I think they're incredibly cheap. I think he's relevant in the hobby. I think he is gonna be around for a while. Maybe I'm a little bit biased since I'm from Minnesota, but love those. All right. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I got. Okay. Any last words? All right. Well, I probably won't do this again, but you know, maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, I appreciate the time, and I guess we'll see you later.